This week on the Nerd Confessions podcast, we're talking about the co-op game Overcooked.
Overcooked again.
I dropped a tomato. Dropping tomatoes all over the place.
More like you
There's
dropped
too many
sausages.
tomatoes.
Excuse me?
No more tomatoes.
There was never
That was that sausage you're moving around. I caught you. Just picking it up, dropping it.
So let's talk about Overcooked.
Overcooked.
What is Overcooked? Overcooked is an indie developed game made by just a two-man team. Just two people did
Wait,
this
really?
game. Yeah, only two people.
Or one
well,
Tommy.
there's
Or
some
one
other
Tommy.
people involved, but they were not like the main developers. They were just like QA. Okay,
he's
so
Kevin.
like they're like the helpers, not the actual developers.
Still pretty interesting.
Yeah, and they had a lot of people that did special things too, but like those are just their friends helping them out.
Tommy as in Kevin Smith.
Okay. So in Overcooked, you play a chef that is tasked with cooking a dish to serve. This is a pretty simple thing to kind of say and think about, right?
Yes.
But no, they make it complicated.
How do they make it complicated, Will?
Each dish requires certain ingredients and steps, which is pretty much like real cooking. But the most challenging portion of the game is the kitchen setup and layout.
Yep.
So the game will teach you a dish, require that you build that dish a variety of ways, so like not like there'll be different kinds of dishes. Like there's pizza, you have to roll the dough, you have to put the different ingredients on it, you have to cook it. While there's like fish and chips, you have to get a fryer, hold the fryer, fry the chips, fry the fish. So there's different little things that you do for each dish.
Mm-hmm.
But the main thing that makes it difficult is the kitchen layout, and they do this by separating segments of the kitchen and even sliding portions of the kitchen around.
Mm-hmm.
So this makes it very hard to do what you need to do. The game has up to 4-player co-op. 4-player co-op, and it was built with co-op in mind.
Yes.
So that was the main thing they
that.
went into it with, it co-op. So if you want to experience all this game has to offer, play it in co-op.
Yes. It's much more fun in co-op mode.
Yeah, because and what makes it, and I think it's actually easier to play like 1 or 2 people, right?
I think it's easier to play with 2 people than it is to play with 4.
Because it requires a lot of communication, I think.
And
that's
planning.
like one of the
And
hard
planning,
parts
yeah.
there. All right. So with that, let's talk about some of the development of this game. Overcooked is the first video game developed by Cambridge-based company Ghost Town Games. If you heard that, like,
Straight up barked.
if you heard that bark/hiss, Ellie, we have right now playing the game. If you're watching the YouTube stream, and she's expressing her frustrations and hisses and sounds.
She just straight up barked like a damn dog. She's
All right. So back to development. Ghost Town Games is the company
So
is the company that developed this game, and the company was founded by Phil Duncan and Ollie Devine.
Oh.
Divine.
2 guys.
Ollie is
with
Divine.
Really good, interesting names.
Yeah, they had previously worked at Frontier Developments for around 8 years before leaving to start their own company. So Frontier Developments, I talked about this company with Soul Hill before. What have they done before?
Oh, man. I totally forget.
Do you remember?
I
The
I
Roller
remember.
Coaster Tycoon.
Yeah, Roller Coaster Tycoon 1, 2, 3, and...
Some of the expansions.
But none of the 3D ones.
None of the 3D ones. They did some other games too. And I think this company... Do you remember at E3, Tommy, we saw the Jurassic World art... It's kind of like where you develop your own park, basically Roller Coaster Tycoon Jurassic Park. Do you remember that?
I got 3 stars.
Good job, Ellie.
Did you say at E3?
At E3. They announced it. We were watching it, remember?
Remember there was...
Apparently don't remember.
I don't know.
You know Roller Coaster Tycoon.
But
Yes.
theme park builder.
I know about Roller Coaster Tycoon, yes.
They're working... Frontier is working on a Roller Coaster Tycoon, but Jurassic World. So that's cool.
Oh, yeah.
there you go. So you
Okay.
remember now.
Yes, I remember
Yes,
now.
that seems fun, though.
So that seems like a cool game. It's all up their alley because they did Roller Coaster Tycoon. So hopefully they don't have pathfinding problems. I know Roller Coaster Tycoon always has a pathfinding problem when you're playing that game.
Yes, it does.
From the beginning, the 2 people, that's Phil Duncan and Ollie Devine, knew that they wanted to make a cooperative game and noted how most games only added cooperative elements as an afterthought to the single-player experience.
That's pretty sad.
So as such, they wanted to develop the game where the cooperative nature was the focal point because they wanted to counteract that. This is going to be their niche. This was going to take them to be like an unknown developer, small indie developer, and get their game known because they're developing their game differently than everybody else. They have co-op in mind and the fun co-op element.
Yeah.
So that's the niche that they went for there.
Like because everyone's playing games together now. So they make cooperative as their main point. Is that because of games such as Overwatch and all the other stuff that were really popular, or was that pre-Overwatch?
Well, this is not the type of multiplayer that Overwatch has. This is
that's not what I meant.
Nintendo style.
Yeah, I meant like cooperative. Yes.
Yeah. So this is like not. We see this on Nintendo all the time, but we don't see this on other platforms very much. Mm-hmm. Like Super Mario World recently that came out, right?
Yeah,
and that was all on the same screen co-op. This one, not so much.
Right.
Sorry, Overwatch, not so much. This one, yes, it follows that directly. As only a 2-man team developing a game with 4 players, Ghost Town spent much of their time taking the game to gaming festivals and conventions for demonstration as to get feedback from players there. Often fixing bugs and other things on the fly at the events because they're a small developer, just 2-man team, so they can't pay a huge QA team to find all these bugs for them. So it's a way of getting people to help them out. So, like you're playing a beta and they're fixing the bugs as they go at the events.
If they can. I mean, it's like that pill bug game, the farting pill bug game.
Well, we found some glitches.
Yes. Yeah. Like, I will fix that later. Thank you very much.
Yeah, exactly.
Free game testing.
The feedback led to a major shift from focusing the game on various recipes. Mm-hmm. So remember we talked about learning the dishes.
Cooking Mama.
Yeah. To instead interesting level designs. That's where it really gets difficult. And they found that was a thing that really made the game fun in their playtesting. So that's really what made the game interesting to them, I think, is that they could use the playtesting out there not only to help them find the bugs, but also grow the game from what the community has their feedback from.
So do you think that the game as a recipe game would have been exactly like Cooking Mama?
I think it would be very similar.
Yeah, because it'd be like, you put
multiplayer Cooking Mama.
That's kind of weird. I don't want
multiplayer Cooking Mama, yeah. So Team 17, Sohail, what did Team 17 do?
Ukulele.
Yes, they also published, their publisher, they published Ukulele, and they're also publishing this game.
Are they offshoot of Rare?
I don't think so.
They're not?
No, that was the developer that did Ukulele. There was a few people that left Rare.
So Team 17 didn't
a long time ago. Team 17 is just a publisher.
Oh, he's just a publisher. They're not the Ukulele.
They're not a developer.
Oh, okay, so I thought they developed.
Yeah, Ukulele was even like on Kickstarter, and Team 17's like, hey, I want to publish you. Oh. And they haven't really published much. So Team 17, Ukulele, and Overcooked are like their biggest thing that got them attention. They flew Overcooked out for the first time, Electronic Entertainment Expo 2016. Overcooked and Ukulele had booths together because it was both Team 17, and they paid for them to be there, so that's kind of cool.
That's kind of cool. That's nice that the publisher helped them out, even though that's their job.
Yeah, so the game was released for Windows, Microsoft Windows, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One on August 3rd, 2016, so quite a while ago from now.
Yes.
But when it was released, it was only digital only.
This was released also on Xbox and stuff? I thought it was just exclusively Nintendo.
No. It was on. It's also on Steam.
It's on Steam. In fact, that's where we were talking about. It is part of the reason we picked it up is so it's cheap on Steam is $6 from the winter sale.
I paid $20.
Oh no,
we told you about it though.
No. The Steam game is cheap, but the Nintendo game is not cheap.
Yeah,
Nintendo game is full price. Right. So good luck.
But Steam sale's over now. I think it's back to like $15 on Steam until there's another Steam sale. But Steam sale is so good.
Wishlist that shit.
Yeah. The good thing about Steam is it gives you an alert whenever there's a discount. So yeah, wishlist it. Yeah, if you have not already. So it released digital only when it started. Then Overcooked Gourmet Edition, which includes the Lost Morsel DLC, was released in both digital and physical form on November 16th, 2017. The Lost Morsel was the first DLC package. I don't know if there's going to be a second one, but that's the main DLC package for it.
I know that they already had 2 DLCs. Maybe had 2?
Was it 2?
I think there's 2. I'm not sure because I bought the complete edition, so everything came on it. I don't know.
Yeah, well, the Gourmet Edition
is
pretty much complete edition. It has Lost Morsel in with it. And then a Nintendo Switch version later was released this year on July 27th, 2017. and that is called the Overcooked Special Edition.
That's one I have.
Yeah, so that's what they called it on Switch instead of Gourmet Edition.
I like this game so much I bought it twice.
Yes, you did. Well, you bought the first copy really cheap.
Yeah.
I ended up buying it as well because I was just like, this is fucking fun.
Yeah. So on a Nintendo, it's both physical and digital when it launched because they've already had their success. They could know it will be successful on a physical platform, so that's kind of cool. Because we don't get that many games that actually have a physical version of themselves when they're a small game like this.
Yeah, it's pretty weird.
So how was the game received? On Metacritic, it currently has a score of 78% out of 24 critics for the base game.
Still better than Justice League.
True. The user score is 7.9 out of 53 users.
So that's not bad.
It's not great, but it's not bad.
It's an 8. I mean, it's the game doesn't have very much depth to it. I mean, it's not like I'm just going to be truthful. It's like Cook. Watch out for levels.
Yeah. Yeah. That's one of the things.
Diner Dash.
Diner Dash.
I don't know, but that's like a mobile game. Go ahead.
It's not just a mobile game. You can buy it online.
On your Facebook app.
I've never played it before.
I remember there was a Facebook game like Cafe or something where you cook stuff. And it kind of reminded me of that a little bit, like the art style a little bit, but that was like one of those games that it was a Zynga game.
Oh, Zynga. So,
Before Zynga was killed by the Xbox One guy.
Oh, man.
Remember how that guy that was there with the Xbox One launch?
Yeah. Poor Zynga's dead. People had stocks.
So the score for the base game since the original release has gone down. And maybe that's because of the DLC. Maybe that's because of how people, once it released on console, on digital, on physical, weren't as happy with the game. I don't know. Maybe they're expecting more of the game from the game.
Maybe they're hoping they would get a free DLC because the game is not very, you know what I mean? It's not very depth. It's not very heavy in the depth level. They just think you get a couple free levels.
Yeah,
extra.
I think its weakness is that it's co-op. It's a strength, but it's a weakness. Co-op was its main focus when it was in development, which means if you want to get a lot more than just co-op big party game, you might be finding it a little bit lacking.
It's really hard to play on your own. I'm just going to say that, truthfully.
So majority of the game sales were mostly digital. So going by Steam Spy, they list the game has potentially 550,000 owners on Steam. That's not too bad.
That's a
So
lot.
they bought it at $5.
Yeah. This is interesting. They on Steam Spy they have how many players played it within the last 2 weeks. 74,000, which is players were about actively playing it within the past week, which is kind of cool.
That's still a big group.
Yeah.
It's like a 1/5. It's not bad. I want to see what 550,000 times $5 is.
It's a lot of money.
$2.7 million if everyone bought it on its sale. But I doubt everyone bought it on sale.
Well, I'm sure it was on sale on the summer sale too. This is the first time we're looking at it, right?
Let me see, $15. So $3 million plus $2 million, it'll be like $5 million. It is a math, just half sale, half not sale.
Percentage of that goes to publisher, percentage of that goes to developer.
It's still pretty good.
Yeah,
I'd be
it's pretty
happy
good.
with $5 million.
2-person team, they're probably ready to start their own little company there.
I would be too.
Yeah.
I mean, for overall, the game is pretty fun. So anyway, go ahead.
So what do we think? What do you rate it? What are our thoughts?
So for my thoughts, I'm going to go first since these two are still gaming it up because they love it so much. The thoughts I had on this game is very difficult to play on your single player mode. So buying this game with yourself isn't as fun as playing it with your friends. So if you don't have very many friends, it's a weakness. There's another weakness here is that if you're playing with people that you can't communicate with, it's very difficult as well. But
Yes.
the fun,
I think that's part of the fun, though.
it is part of the fun. But the first time I saw this game being played was at the Razer party that we went to because they had it in a room and like 4 people were playing on a computer. I thought that was really cool. They're all yelling at each other, all sleeping in
Yeah, we're like, what the heck are they yelling at each other about?
I didn't know what they were playing. I was like, why are they all little chefs? And what is this? This is not pushing the technology. That's what I said in my head.
Yeah, it's
like,
Razer expected to be hardcore like gaming PCs.
I thought everyone would be playing either Overwatch because Overwatch was out and they already had Overwatch peripherals. They're going to play Battlefield. What is it? Battlefield 1, and they were going to play other big games that were out that year. But this is what they were playing in a room. And I was like, this is crazy. And people were liking it. I think it's fun. As a team game, it's kind of like Mario Party, like how you're going to get the yelling and screaming going on in that. Mm-hmm. But it's fun. But I know that the biggest weakness about it is the single player. You can't really play it by yourself and have fun because it's a little bit of a struggle. And it's so much of a struggle that you kind of lose your focus. So if I had to give this a rating, I'm going to give it like a 7.5. It's for $19, I'm not going to kill it. Playing with you guys was really fun. Time flew, but it's not a game I'm going to go back to alone. I don't have to play with you guys, or I have to play with my brother, or I have to play with my parents will play with me, but I'm not going to play it alone.
Yeah. Me going into my rating, it has some semblance of a campaign where you have some story elements there, but it's not strong at all. And you even have to, when you're playing by yourself, switch between two characters. Mm-hmm. So it's like, okay, minimum 2 players no matter what, pretty much.
Because you need to get around the level. It's very difficult.
Yeah. So it's just 7. My rating would be a 7.
Yeah.
Because too much of a co-op element. Well, they didn't go just as a game with the single player as a focus didn't go into the co-op element as much. Their co-op focus did not go into the single player or story element as much as it should have.
Right.
So they just needed to put a little bit more attention there.
Maybe
especially with the DLC. I know the DLC added some more levels, but
it's not Cuphead difficulty, but it's difficult on your own. I mean, I can pass levels on my own, but it's really difficult. I mean, I got to like level the third land by myself, and I'm like losing my mind because I'm sitting there and I'm like, holy moly, this is taking forever. But
yeah, well, like Cuphead though, it doesn't have that thing where it needs a minimum of 2. Cuphead's 2-player, but actually sometimes feels a little bit easier with one person. You know, if they worked out something to where, I don't know, I mean, how would they work it out to be where it'd be okay with one person? It's really hard.
You just have to cut the levels in half.
I guess so.
Yeah, and you'd have to probably make it auto-wash.
Add a lot more development. So that's just kind of the weakness and there's only so much they can do. Mm-hmm. So for what it is, though, it's great. I would rate it 7 out of 10. So
7.5,
if we can pull Ellie and Tommy off playing,
I would give it a 9 out of 10.
Oh, you really liked it.
And the reason I gave it a 9 out of 10 is because, A, this game is geared completely towards co-op, and it is fun enough that I can play this as in a party. And the more people, the better. The whole point of the game is to be chaotic. It's supposed to be fun and goofy, and you're supposed to crash into each other and yell at each other. It's a party game. That's really what this really is that it's designed for having fun at a party. I don't think it's designed mostly to be a single-player Zelda-style thing. It's way more of just get your buddies, make shit together, the levels get harder. It's like Tetris, and just gets more difficult as you get better. And it's supposed to have a little bit of a Super Mario feel with the leveling as you unlock areas. But that's what it is, and that's kind of like, you know, what I get out of it. It's fun enough to play in a group. You can play with 2 people or even up to 4. And I love the chaos of it. I think the creativity I love it. I think the creativity of the levels is really fun. I think that a lot of thought was put into like, how can we make this simple yet really easy for anybody to play? And you know, the fact that there is possibilities for you to fuck it up makes it way more interesting and a lot better, like a more rewarding. And if
Tommy added an extra 1 point because you can troll. So you can
that's all he was doing actually. Immediately first thing, put onions, vegetables, onions on all over the place. So you're like, I'm just trying to help us out. But when you're doing that, it just makes it
was funny
without doing it. It's faster.
It was fun to watch him pick up all the onions and throw them on the ground and say, I'm just helping you. Well, you don't even need any onions. It's tomatoes. And you just throw them.
No, there's a level where I'm at the end where you have to serve, and you guys are on the other end where you need the vegetables, and he was taking them out of the bin, putting them over next to me because he ran out of space next to you guys. I was like, why are you doing this? It's even faster for you to grab it straight from the crate and take it down to them. Why are you putting vegetables on the countertops where I could be putting plates and other shit over here? God damn it. So it is one of those things that you tell a story like about these frustrations, right?
Yeah.
This is part of the fun.
And that is part of the fun. And you can always have a person that's going to be an evil person, like, you know, that wants to play a game with you and see what they can do, or put an onion in the tomato soup. That's really funny. Someone's on fire. Anyway, but that's something that's happened, and I like it a lot. I thought it was fun. Tommy liked it a lot, but it's not like a 9. But Ellie, what'd you give it?
As our kitchen's
So
on
it's
fire.
basically Diner Dash on crack. So I give it a 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
That's a high score.
What about playing it by yourself?
9 because I can't play it by myself. Diner Dash. You
Just
can
1
play-
point off because you can't play it by yourself.
Yeah, Diner Dash you can play by yourself.
And that's all she's got to say because her eyes are focused on that game.
I actually can't see.
You can see just fine. So what does that average put us to? So Hill,
So I'm doing the math right now.
a 7, 7.5.
10 and a 9. Pretty much an 8. So 9 plus 9 plus
8 out of 10?
7.5
Better,
plus
huh?
7
Yeah.
divided by 4. Yeah, 8.125.
Okay, 8 out of 10.
Yeah, 8 out of 10.
That's
not bad. We're close to the Metacritic.
Pretty close. A little bit higher.
79. Yeah, a little higher.
Where exactly? It was 83 when it launched. So
Oh.
we're about where it launched.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So we're actually right on it. We have people that really, really like it and some people that don't like it, like William.
What are you talking about? Mine's the lowest, but I still like
doesn't
it.
like anything.
William, why don't you like it that much? It's my favorite new game.
If you're listening, I explained.
I know, but
It's because the only reason she likes it is because she can cook in it.
Oh.
the only time I can cook.
Cook vegetables only.
Cook meat.
Oh,
I really enjoy, you really start to find out people's personalities in this. Like I was playing with my sisters, and the middle child, I always knew like she started off strong, and towards the end she's like just standing. I'm like, what are you doing? Grab some shit, put this on the plate. She's like, okay, like you're still standing there. She's like, oh, and she grabs a plate and then drops on the ground. I'm like, okay, you got the plate, then you let go of it. She's like, I don't know what's happening. Me and the other one
Different
is being
training.
super efficient, getting shit done. This one's just standing there. I'm like, oh, careful, your life is showing.
yeah, that's the sad part because you can see people's gaming styles.
You can see people's like actual like how they are in life.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that is Overcooked. So with that, we're going to get into the next
That was pretty overcooked.
part of the podcast, listener confessions. Ellie, you're in charge of this part.
Hello,
Listener confessions.
this is Ellie. Welcome to the weekly confessionary, where we confess what we did this week and what you, the listener, might have confessed us. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So we got any confessions this week from our listeners?
One of our favorites, Wowzabrina.
Wowzabrinas.
From Instagram. She tagged us in Instagram describing
babies.
her. No, that's creepy. Describing her latest adventures with BioShock 2. And she quotes, she says, I come in all the freaking way to the bottom of the Atlantic, and this is what they leave me. So rude. And then it's a picture from BioShock 2, and it says, you should not have come. On the floor.
I wonder if
Yeah, it's kind of rude. I agree.
I wonder if that's rude or if that's a good thing. Like it was kind of a warning. Like don't come back.
It's kind of funny. The other day, I actually caught my brother playing BioShock. And he-
How old is he? Like 10?
No, he's
Oh.
he's in his 30s.
Oh.
It's just one of, I think, the first shooter games. He's not into scary stuff, so it's a big
It's
deal.
interesting that I was able to play it. It's BioShock 2, though, so in this situation, you might want to say, have been asleep and woke up all this time to read this.
Can you kindly read this? That's from the first one.
Would you
That is from the
kindly
first one,
leave?
too.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be funny
What
if
I would be asking is where did they get the spray paint?
They're not. It's not spray paint.
It's like drool.
It could be Joel.
Really?
It could also
Or-
be. It could also be what we saw in
No.
a restroom today.
Oh, so gross.
What restroom?
We'll talk about this off camera.
That is disgusting. Tommy's restroom?
It was a public restroom.
It was a public
It's not
That's
personal restroom.
disgusting.
We found
Probably after
out,
Will
we
went.
found out
Why
two
would-
people copulated in a public restroom.
Not
You
just
mean
two,
all over the restroom?
not just two people, two bums.
Yes, two bums. And they left their paraphernalia on the floor of the restroom.
Which one?
I would like to tell you Garden Grove.
Okay. We can't. No.
If you would like to send us a confession of yours, or show us a cool picture or something, you can email us at contact@nerdconfessions.net or send us a tweet at nerdconfessions with the zeros replacing the O's.
I like zeros
Because
replacing
that guy
those.
stole it.
Because we're still here.
Well, the
with
guy
that.
hasn't used it in since 2002.
And you know what? He was ahead of us.
Yeah,
so,
he was cooler than us at the time.
Yeah.
I guess so.
So maybe
I
we
was only
should change
12.
our name to something like Nerd Confessions Podcast.
Oh, that's true, but it's too long for Twitter.
It's way too long.
Yeah.
Nerd Confessions Pod.
Okay, that's getting inappropriate again. Let's move on.
NC Podcast. Anyways, yeah. So just send us stuff because I like reading these.
Me too. I enjoy reading them, especially when people send us pictures like this. This is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's cool to
because
see pictures.
Hey,
It,
so
it shows how much you enjoy the game because it shows how far you've gotten the game because we know where that is because we played it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're really in the beginning, we know. And if
I
you're
want to know your dark secrets. Spill them.
I like that game.
Please don't yell again.
Well, Sabrina likes a lot of games I like. She's cool.
She's
I
got
like
good
games.
taste.
Anyways, we're trying something new here, so we don't do this in the beginning anymore. So we'll do it now. So we heard from you, Sabrina. Now, what are we gonna confess is what we did this week. We'll start with Sohail.
So a lot of stuff this week. I didn't write it down obviously because I was freaking out that we even did it there. So I watched
means you
a
didn't know
new
that we-
show called The Windsors. It's more about the crown, basically a show off of the Windsors. I watched that. I started watching The Office again, and I'm on season 4. It went from season 1 to season 4 already. So I'm already almost halfway done.
That's cool.
I'm also I watched All the Toys That Made Us. That was long. I watched that all the way.
There's only 4 episodes.
Yeah, I mean, there's 8, but they didn't do the other 4.
What?
Oh, really? More coming?
Yeah, they said if
That's
you watch the
exciting.
very first episode, they say 8-part documentary series,
Oh.
and then they say it's in part of the song 8-part documentary series about the toys that we all love.
I didn't pay attention to the lyrics, I guess.
Okay. I also watched this weird show about a Japanese salaryman that likes sweets. It's called Kentaro, the Sweet Tooth Salaryman. Very weird. Very weird. Absolutely makes me think that because I like it, I might be mentally ill.
You just noticed this?
It's really weird. He eats ice cream, and he's naked in the next scene. He's getting sprayed with ice cream. It's really weird.
Ooh,
It didn't
it's
say
an
it was
artsy film.
TVMA. He's no wiener or anything, but it's all upper body. Kind of weird. And then I watched another show called something else that's a Japanese show. It's called Tokyo Diner Midnight Stories.
Oh, I've seen that.
It's really good. I like that one too. It was very personal stories. You didn't like it?
No,
'Cause you had to
I
read.
said I didn't. I didn't
Butts
really.
and
I
pasta.
didn't really-
So I watched a lot of that
Ate it.
stuff, and we went to go see a basketball game yesterday.
I wonder why you're so into
That was fun.
Japanese stuff all of a sudden.
I was watching them before I wanted to go to Japan, but I finished watching them all. Oh, I am going to Japan in June. So
Yes,
see
you
guys,
are.
See all you Japanese
I am
fans.
too.
Belly's not.
Are you, Tommy?
I'm not. Wait, you're not going?
Yeah, she is. She's just kidding.
I
Only
might
person
not.
that's not Tommy's not going because Tommy thinks there's going to be a nuke in Japan. So we won't.
So I'm going to be the only one doing the podcast that week
No,
by
just-
myself. As usual.
No, we're actually
As
gonna
usual.
we're actually gonna do something interesting that week. We'll do a live streaming
From Japan.
from Japan.
Let's
okay.
do it.
I can do it, but I just don't. I'm literally afraid that we don't have data plans.
Oh, man.
I have already got
Hotel
a good,
Wi-Fi.
yeah, I already have.
No,
a
you
good
can
plan.
get. There's an idea. You can get something called a pocket Wi-Fi. This
Yeah.
is like a Wi-Fi pocket. So
I got this covered.
Or
I'm
y'all
gonna get,
can just record and then send us a video.
I'll get 100 gigawatts of data.
that's a lot of data.
Yeah.
Gigawatts.
It's more like power, but we're okay. It's like when people say light years when it's time, when it's not really time. It's distant.
What? Oh, what did I do this week? Oh, well, I watched Vikings, and
I don't
I
really
bought
care.
Tekken
Willie,
7.
What did you do?
and then
God.
and then shut up, Ellie. And then after Tekken 7, I bought Overcooked, and I played that a little bit, and then that's all I did this week.
That's really a good deal.
Yeah, good job.
I saw you. I heard you
Who's
got beat by your sisters at Tekken.
At the beginning,
And
they're
then-
like, "Oh, this is all those years we were sneaking in your room when you went to school. We played in the game." I'm like, "Oh yeah," and then I start kicking their ass constantly. They're like, "We hate this shit."
oh, so good.
You're so mean.
They did the same thing with Tetris too.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
and
Kick their ass
he's
in that
gonna
too.
have a girl over. He started cooking, and he has season.
What does that have to do with anything about
It's
food?
dorky
Or-
because it's
How's that dorky?
because you're
dorky.
getting into your foods.
That means the whole world is dorky.
Oh, he's even marinating.
Yeah, he's marinating.
I've been marinating for like 2 months. You guys are just
I'm
behind.
gonna tell you right
for
now.
2 months.
The guy has marinated the same type of meat. for
Yes.
2 months. It's not very a big departure. I'm gonna make chicken. I'm gonna use the same marinade for 2 months. I applaud you on having a palate of an ant, but it's not.
Excuse me?
Hey, but you got a seasoning rack, so that's pretty good.
That is pretty cool.
Look, I slowly upgrade, okay? I take time to diversify.
And his seasoning rack has the 4 seasonings that he uses in his chicken.
Yes, it does.
It has turmeric, garlic, salt, and whatever else.
Garlic powder, turmeric, salt, and pepper.
So if you're a female, you like females, right?
Yes, I do.
And you would like to try Tommy's marinated chicken.
Ellie, you're going very appropriate.
I don't know what's happening.
I'm giving you an advertisement. Come see his seasoning.
This is not. This ain't no restaurant.
Come see.
If you want to try some of Tommy's marinated chicken at Tommy's Chicken Shack, please contact us at Nerd Confessions. Contact
Chicken
at
Shack?
nerdconfessions.net, where Tommy will
I'm gonna
titleize.
call it the gobble gobble shop.
Tommy will titleize
Wait,
your
that's not a
taste buds.
fucking chicken. That's a turkey. Never
All
mind.
right, William, what did you do?
Well, I watched all of Harry Potter because it's on HBO.
Fuck you
Go.
then.
Oh,
What?
you watched
I
Harry
just
Potter?
wanted to interrupt you like that. Like you're like, what? It's bad to watch Harry
To
Potter.
watch Harry Potter? What?
It's on what?
It was on HBO Go.
Oh,
so I watched the entire thing.
When was this?
Recently?
Like, when did you have time to do this?
During
Well,
the weekend?
When you're supposed to be sleeping?
This
huh?
is the first.
Yeah.
This is the first podcast we've done since last year.
You don't sleep.
So this
just
is the first
admit
time
it.
I had been. had
William is a
opportunity to talk about
vampire.
this- What I'm doing this whole time.
William never sleeps.
So you had a good time watching all of them. Which is your favorite one?
Favorite one's still
Deathly Hallows
second one.
Part 1.
The second one?
Yeah.
Which one's the second one?
The Chamber of Secrets.
Oh.
Because it has a snake in it.
And then probably Prisoner of Azkaban.
It's like the least favorite one of everyone.
Really? I don't know. I like it.
There's werewolves.
The only reason people didn't like it is because it was kind of like a transition movie.
I didn't really like Deathly Hallows Part 1 and 2, and I definitely didn't like. What was the one that comes after Prisoner of Azkaban?
The Goblet of Fire.
No, that's not it. It's the Half-Blood Prince.
Half-Blood Prince.
Oh, that one's...
No, it's Goblet of Fire, then the Half-Blood Prince.
Half-Blood Prince is my least favorite.
Yeah, that one's my least favorite, too.
You know what? My favorite. You know why my favorite is the Deathly Hallows 2? Because Harry Potter was never the real hero.
I did
was
really
Neville.
like.
Neville Long fucking
was
bottom.
the big hero.
I like
Coming in with a sword,
Deathly
swinging like a
Hallows
baseball bat.
Part
And my favorite part of that
Goddamn.
scene, it goes,
I did really like all the twists and turns that they had at the end of the Deathly
Yeah.
Hallows Part 2.
1.
I also watched the Toys That Made Us. Watched all of those,
Those are good.
and I think it's worth watching. We should probably cover it for topic next week, maybe.
I agree. It's a very good show.
Ellie's watched it too.
What is it?
I watched
The
like
Toys
the
That Made
first
Us, you'll like
two.
it too. It's like
I
how they
actu-
make all the toys.
It's your childhood.
I actually got
It's like
through
how they made like
all of
Star
Barbie.
Wars, G.I.
You
Joe,
got through
Barbie,
Barbie? Is that good?
and He-Man.
Yeah, it's just make, they melt shit in fiberglass.
No, it
and
doesn't talk
plastic.
about. It isn't like how it's made. It's like how it started and where
It's
they
like the
went.
production, the
company.
ideas,
It's actually
how
really
it performed.
interesting.
It goes like with.
Only you three would enjoy
No,
a
listen,
show like
you-
that.
Try
No,
it.
no,
Give
no.
it a chance.
You know how I know.
Jesus.
You know how I know you'll like it. It's because someone there will be like, yeah, you know what? I just took some random toy and I made this happen, and bong, I called him He-Man, and all of a sudden it made $14 million, and they're all like,
Yeah, and then the
And then they're
show
like,
came
I don't know
after.
what
That's just gonna
and it
depress me.
talks about how that guy that thought of the name was competing with this other guy that just came up with some concepts about the figure, and how there's like I'm the one that created He-Man. Well, he's the one that actually came up with the He-Man name, and like how he needs to be a bodybuilder. It's really interesting. And
Well, I'll think about it. Anyway, what else did you do?
we're gonna cover it next week as a topic.
Yeah, what else did you do?
I also watched the first few episodes of Black Mirror, and I got
the first
of the third season we're on now,
Oh.
and the first episode of season 3. Sohail, you got to watch it. It's amazing.
what is it about?
It's basically a guy there's a game. There's like an online game thing, except it's like VR. You put this little thing on the side of your head, and you lean back and you go into this universe. It's like in your head. So it's like really good VR. And this guy developed this whole thing, and he has a thing against his coworkers. It's like a space game, so it's like Star Trek.
Okay.
But he has a love for classic Star Trek. It's not directly Star Trek. So there's like this
version of the
there's
game.
like, it's like a Bridge Crew.
Okay.
Remember Bridge Crew? How we have the standard Bridge Crew, that's the main game. But then you have the added like old Bridge Crew,
Which was difficult.
yeah, but it's basically that. So the standard game is a big universe that looks like standard Bridge Crew, and then the secondary version of Bridge Crew, that's his little universe that he made, and he gets revenge on his coworkers by sticking them into this universe. He gets their DNA, makes a clone of them in the digital space, and puts them into the game.
Oh.
And they're actually like
So wait, that's Jumanji?
the actual brain is in the game,
That's what
but
I
from
was
that
gonna
point in
say.
time that he took the
I didn't even
DNA.
watch the movie.
Huh.
So like this one friend this one guy that he really disliked that I was working with, he started torturing him to make him do what he wants. So they're like this regular people that he's torturing to play like they're his crewmates.
Oh, wow.
Well, that
And
sounds
and
like
he's
fun.
captain.
Yeah.
It's really interesting.
Sounds quite evil.
It's really interesting, and it's really cool how they're going with the whole Star Trek theme.
Isn't
I
this
love
like
that.
basically Twilight Zone, but with technology?
It is. So every episode is different, but this first episode, you probably really like it.
Okay, I'll watch it. It's only
Was that
10.
all you did, William?
No, he said he watched.
I also watched The Shape of Water with you, Ellie.
Oh yeah, I watched that.
I played a little bit of Neo, which is pretty much Dark Souls, but in
But it's
a different
spelled,
setting,
it's not
Japanese
spelled
setting.
Neo, it's spelled Nioh.
Nioh. And that's all I did.
And
So-
that guy you saw, I showed you that won all those 1,200 platinums. Got the platinum on that.
Yeah,
That was the last game
it's
I got
difficult. Well, and I'm not even sure if it's 100% difficult yet, but it's a difficult game, that's for sure.
Yeah. Oh, is Shape? Well, let me ask a question. Shape of Water has nothing to do with Abe.
No,
Why does he look like Abe?
Abe?
because why does the creature from the Black Lagoon look like Abe?
Well, I know, but why does he look like really like Abe?
Like
the
Once,
way-
once he does
Hellboy,
it kind of
right?
in the trailer a little bit, but once you
Hellboy.
see him
in the movie, he's
in
not.
the movie, you can see some like
you
big
don't really get to
variations.
see his face in the trailer, so
Yeah.
that's why
He does look a lot. There's like some defining features that are a lot
Yeah.
different.
Okay, go ahead, Ellie. What did you do?
Oh,
Don't no.
okay.
Slice the booty.
No,
is
no,
that
no,
what? No. Don't say anything,
This
William.
is inappropriate.
Let them just think about it.
Okay.
Slice the booty.
No. Just think about this.
Oh, you get to see.
Well, hold on. No.
Oh.
Okay. So pull your hand like that. Open it up slowly.
Oh, weenie comes out. It comes out of an.
Oh.
Vaginal sex.
No. It comes. His weenie comes out of
No,
his shell.
it's not. It's not. No. It's not what William's making it seem like.
Oh, you mean eye surgery?
He releases hot dogs out of his gills.
Anyway,
It is what I'm making it
really
seem
quick
like.
thing on that movie. It was really pretty. It was a Guillermo del Toro movie, so it's pretty. The story was funky, but what do you expect?
I really enjoyed it.
I give it an 8 out of 10.
Hey, that's even more. Walking out of the theater. You
Okay,
Didn't talk
7 out
about
of
that.
10. What do you want me to lower it?
no. I'm just saying it's different.
It was an average, which is 7, and so it was
No,
above
average is 5.
You know,
No,
I'm average is pretty low. That's pretty low. I mean, I would say an average person would say like the movie's like a 6 or 7. It's bad.
Average?
Like if it's okay, it's like a 7 or 6.
Okay, it was okay. 7 or 6. So I said 7.
Well,
and
Encore liked it, so
that
must
tells
be.
you a lot. If that certain person likes something,
my
it's probably
goodness.
not as great.
I liked it.
well,
It was interesting.
That
It was
makes
a
Tom
very
Hill like it.
fantasy-like thing. Go watch it. Support.
I probably
Guillermo
rate
del
it at 7
Toro.
too, though.
did he win a Golden Globe for that movie?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think he did. His first movie that was in the horror genre that anyone has won.
It is not horror though.
Like-
It's a sci-fi,
Like sci-fi something.
sci-fi
weird.
fantasy.
Yeah, first thing to win a Golden Globe as a director. But interesting. Go ahead.
So I watched that. I watched that first 2 episodes of the plastic toy people, and then
Did you like the Barbie one?
the Barbie one was interesting. Never
Did you play with
knew-
any Barbies as a kid?
I did a few. Actually, I was one of those kids where I was like, I wanted the blonde Barbie. I don't want this brown one.
Did you play with any?
Because I was brainwashed.
Any of those toys? Will?
Brainwashed.
Yeah, that Barbie, the blonde Barbie is the way to be, or
Oh.
to have.
What? Oh, from your
Oh,
parents?
I asked her if she would play with Barbie. She said yes, I did, and it was the blonde Barbie.
Oh, okay. What was your question to me?
Did you play with any toys from those sets? I
Yeah.
did
That
not.
they show?
I didn't even know what He-Man was. I didn't watch the cartoons or anything. But
Really?
I
I only watched the cartoons.
had a He-Man figure.
He-Man.
And I saw the He-Man movie,
The shitty one with Dolph Lundgren?
the shitty one. And I had a He-Man sword from my mom.
So you were just getting stuff, but you didn't know what you were playing with.
Well, I remember the movie. I watched that. I didn't watch it in the theater. I watched it on TV. So I don't know how much longer that was after it came out.
So I had none of those toys. So
I had a professor that worked on cleaning up
I had a Barbie
the
too.
outlines in the cartoon.
I had a regular
That's all I know. It's my only connection with it.
I had a regular blonde Barbie. I don't know how old it was, but I would like to take the head off, pop it off.
I never had a real Barbie. I had those 99-cent store wannabe ones that my mom gave me, and I caught its hair on fire. Go ahead.
Why the hell did you guys have Barbies?
My mom bought it for herself.
I had two sisters that are older than me.
So my mom would buy it for herself, and she was just
But it's not yours.
It ended up being mine once I grew up.
I didn't want it. So
What?
listen.
That sounded weird. Wait,
You know when
My
you have-
oldest sister is old enough to
You guys
was
are
pretty much like my
interrupting
mom. She was
Sohail.
like 20 when I was a kid still. What? Go ahead.
So what I was gonna say is, my mom bought herself a Barbie. When you're like a 3-year-old kid, and you say my, she just gave it to me and said, "Fuck off." She's like, "Leave me
take
alone.
it. Fuck off.
Take it. I took it and I freaking lit its hair on fire. And she's like, what's wrong with this
I
thing?"
remember my sisters. I would walk into the room and like, why do I hear water? And they were like, they set up a whole car wash out of the Barbies. All the heads are decapitated and they're being dunked in like soapy water,
I'm realizing
dripping everywhere. I'm like, oh fuck.
I'm realizing we should save this until next week.
Okay. We'll save some more stories for later. But Ellie, did you do anything else?
Yeah, I played Mario Odyssey. I'm collecting those stars.
Oh, yeah, she was really frustrated about racing.
Yeah, I'm racing the
Koopa, what she
Koopas.
called a turtle.
You mean stars and moons, right?
Well, stars, moons, clovers, whatever.
Okay.
Squares, triangles.
Children. The golden Koopas are difficult.
I'm, like,
the
so
regular
obsessed.
Koopas are not.
There's only one land that I've completely collected all of them.
Which one is it?
Take your time.
Can't think of the name.
Oh, the one with the water.
The smallest one with like 50 stars.
Yeah.
Lake Nihauma.
Yeah, the one where you,
There's
the one
Minnesota.
you mermaid. One of the first water.
It's a good
the
one.
First water
that
one.
one's a little hard to find some of them though.
The vertical
I found
one,
them
right?
all.
By the way,
It
found
goes
them
very
all.
vertical.
The Koopa one for that one is freaking hard as shit. That one is hard.
That
Oh wait,
one
are
was
you
easy.
talking about the one where it's very vertical, or the pirate-looking one with the big octopus?
I think she's talking about the one where it has the little mermaids that are sleeping in that little where
Yeah,
the
we
princess's
gotta
dress
go-
was stolen from.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
where the dress.
That one,
yeah.
yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, that one. That one's easy.
Okay.
I got them all. That was the first one. I mastered the art of throwing Cappy and jumping on it, and then jumping again, and then jumping.
Oh,
I'm an
man.
expert.
Infinite jumps.
Ooh. I'm so bad at that.
No, I'm
like
not an expert. I'll
against
give you
one
that.
wall. There's people that like go jump, throw Cappy, jump out the cap, go back to the
Yeah,
wall.
I'm getting there.
Like,
I've
oh my
done it.
God.
I've been able to do it. I like pound, jump, throw Cappy, go on Cappy, jump on the wall, jump off the wall with Cappy. I've done it like at least a good set of 2.
God damn,
I'm getting
I
there.
have finger Tourette's, so I just push whatever and it happens.
There's a stupid Koopa race in the place where you cook stuff, where you have to run through. You know how when you pass the first time, like in first place, and there's like, oh, try it again, new player. And the new player is a freaking cheater because he finds all the shortcuts. You have to find the one that sparkles, see where his shortcut is, and find a better shortcut than his shortcut.
First of all,
did it.
you sound like a little kid that tells the story to their parent, like they found like a golden Tukey.
It's so warm in here.
It is, but
My
all right.
glasses are fogging up.
It's because you're angry.
Yeah. Koopas. Oh. Well, that wraps up this week's podcast. Join us next week for more discussions and opinions on things that piques my interest. If you have any confessions.
Hey, our interest too.
I guess you're important.
Oh, that band's really nice.
If you have any confessions you would like us to discuss, or pictures to share, or comments to share, or tell me that I can't read, feel free to send it our
my God.
way. As always, we would like to thank all our listeners, followers, and for tuning in, supporting us. Share us, like us, review us, subscribe to YouTube channel, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff. Whatever you want to do.
Click the bell on YouTube.
Because it'll help only me grow. Just
And on
kidding.
top of
I'm
that,
Grow
and then
where?
Grow hair.
Oh, okay.
We would love to hear from you guys, so leave us some confessions, just like Ellie said.
And yeah, don't forget to find our previous episodes on bonus content on our website, nearconfessions.net.
Yeah. So Toys That Made Us next week.
Yeah.
We have a lot more going on.
It's
Even
Nerd
if
Confessions
Tommy
signing
doesn't
out.
Listen,
Go play.
leave us some comments on our YouTube video. I want to see who leaves comments because I want to give away some stuff.
Yeah, we're
Lots.
giving away stuff. Talk to us.